Gwede is following another big story for us today as well. Gwede Mantahse is going to be quite a big talking point. He is now talking. Let's go there live.
We've raised that with the Mineral Council. We're hoping that the Mineral Council will take it up and with us and approach the judiciary to change that decision because it's dangerous. Particularly for the Free State, where there is a big field of old slime dam in the Free State coalfields, right from Virginia, Tennyson, Velcom, Odendalsras, Allen Ridge. All those areas are old gold mining areas with slime dam. And if we continue saying that that is water affairs, we are actually building a risk into a mining activity. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. We can take one question at a time.
Okay. Minister, residents have been raising the concern that they've been complaining about the danger of the mine for quite some time, to the mine and even to your department.
Let me repeat this because you didn't hear it. In 2007, in December, TPS took us to court, okay? And the judgment by Justice Kruger and Justice Beckley was that a slime dam here and all other slime dams are falling outside the MRA. And the MPRDA has no jurisdiction over them. In other words, this operation was taken out of our department. But we're here today because we think that any problem that is mining in nature, we should put our hands around it. Somebody who is mischievous can sue us for, what is it called, contempt of court. But we're here, and we're going to be part of the teams that work on this disaster.
Minister, Minister, it's Konadima from IU District also. So then you are suggesting that the long-term solution is a transformation of the legal system, that the legal system should allow you to also be able to exercise oversight.
I think what should be done is to reread the law. I think the law allows us. That's my view. I am convinced that that judgment reflected judiciary overreach. That means they exceeded their powers and tried to streamline the work of the state. And I think that is the issue we must address. But we will have to talk to the judiciary as well to say, but this judgment is going to create many, many more problems. So it is not correct for us to run away from problems. We must be involved in mining problems. That's why we were set up as a department.
Minister, there's been calls for accountability and for somebody to take responsibility for this. So who should then take responsibility?
In that judgment, I want to refer you to that judgment because it's easy to find it and you read it. It says in 2007, the slime dam belonged to the mine, not the department. And therefore, at the time it said, TPS is the owner. So whoever owns it now is a legal successor to TPS. Therefore, they will take responsibility. In anywhere and wherever there is a disaster in a mine take responsibility of that disaster. If you want to trace the history of disasters, look at the Kinross disaster, look at the Vaal Rift disaster, look at the Sendelina disaster, look at the Klobane disaster. All those disasters were handled by the respective mines. That's what happens in a disaster. But the state comes in and lends its hand to help find a solution to the problem. We don't wash our hands and say, it is not our responsibility. We're here, we'll work with the company, we must find a solution to this disaster. It's quite a big disaster.
Just to follow up with this one, Minister, do you think that there was any gross incompetence or any things that are not done according to regulations?
You know, when there's a disaster in any mine, there's something that is called inquiry, where that investigation is done in details, people make submissions, people raise questions, and the outcome of that inquiry determines the outcome. Anything that try to say somebody was negligent and all that now, we would be putting the cart before the horse. And it's quite dangerous in a situation of a disaster.
So, Minister,
Marita from the Park Parents of Hope, but in the community we heard that I'm not sure how long ago you were here on visit to the mine. Is that so? When were you here? And then apparently the community gave you a memorandum with their grievances complaining that they are afraid that something like this will happen. Is it true? And also apparently you said you will give a written response which according to them has not been given.
I don't know who is the community in this case. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who the community this time, because the reality of the matter is we met delegations in Tomsburg some few months ago, and we had a very good discussion with all of them, and therefore visit to Jagersfontein was one of on my schedule. But that they gave me a memorandum that says there is a threat of the burst of a slime dam. I don't remember that. It never happened.
And let me just follow up. How do you feel after what you saw today? You can just elaborate on how is it affecting you? What is all the damage that is?
To me, it confirms that this cannot be an operation that is given a different definition. It's a mining operation. And therefore mining, the MRE must take full responsibility of the operations. And that's what we should follow up now. That judgment to me was a mistake and it should be corrected.
Minister, local Lucia from the Soweto newspaper. We have a report by the Department of Water and Sanitation that had flagged this as a hidden carbon, and basically the mine being ordered to cease operation to, there was a couple of things that were listed to either allow the water to evaporate, so, this disaster would not happen. How do we then not talk about the licensing of operation? I mean, is this mine then going to continue operating despite the fact that there was a report, they were then told that this would happen because they were operating at almost double the capacity of water?
You know why it was that from water and sanitation? It's because it is the classification of this operation. So it is classified outside of mining. And after that judgment makes clear that the MPRDA has no jurisdiction over slime stems. And it even extended that and say, and other slime stems. Okay. That's why we should revisit that issue. So that would come from water and sanitation. It will have to follow it through. If there was a contravention of an order from a department, that department must take the action.
Okay, so the mine is going to even though the jurisdiction of its licensing is through its department.
No, licensing of slime stem is not in the jurisdiction of the DMRE. Okay, that was the judgment. That's why we say that judgment was very revisited.
Minister, I would just like to find out what was discussed inside this meeting, because for specifically this particular incident, what is your department going to be doing? What resolutions were taken?
Let me repeat this. If we're dealing with a disaster of this nature, it's not a particular department that does what. We pull together all the state resources, work together as departments, break silos to overcome the disaster. We are in agreement on that, and that's what we're going to do.
Minister, like you're saying, you are working together as a department. What I want to find out is there's an issue of the people don't have water supply. I know that there's been an organization like the Project River giving them water and things like that. We know that's not going to be.
When did you check that? When did you check that?
I was also there.
Actually, the report we were given today was that the water supply has been restored. Electricity is going to be restored tonight.
There's still no water.
There is no.
I don't know. I'm giving you the feedback we're given.
Yes. Because the reason I'm asking this, the dam is completely contaminated with the mudslide that happened. As this right you can see, I just want to find out how long will this take to be eradicated, and when can you say as department working together that those people will be getting clean water from there? Because now once the clean.
Do you know Minister Sanzom Kun? Do you know him? That is the Minister of Water and Sanitation. Okay. If you know him, that is the right person to ask that question. Okay.
Minister, sorry. Okay. Minister, forgive us if we are frustrating you, but I guess...
I'm not frustrated.
but what I'm trying to get, we hear that...
If you try to frustrate me, you are going to work double.
Okay. But Minister, what at least I'm trying to understand is what this particular meeting meant for the people. Understand that there's an inquiry that's going to be taking place. Understand how you feel about a judgment and the management or oversight of mines needing to take place. But what I'm trying to understand is your visits means for the people who don't know or who lost their homes. What does it mean for them now?
Can I tell you, in this meeting, representatives of those committees were in this meeting. So it's not a question of a secret meeting between myself and the company. The municipality was there, the community committee was present. So it was an open meeting, we discussed openly, everything was said that they know. Everything that was said by the company, they know. Every concern we have, they know. That's why we didn't close it to them.
So Minister, we were not there. And so we are trying to get an understanding.
Well, addressing the media in Jagersfontein, Mineral Resources Minister Gwede Mantahse is in the area following that dam wall collapse on Sunday. We know the President was in the area. That was yesterday. The Mineral Resources Minister also there saying he has met with community members and disaster management teams as well. The media, they're asking questions quite rightly as well about who is to blame for this. The minister saying that those discussions will be continuing with various stakeholders to try and find out who is actually to blame for this dam wall collapsing. We'll go back there a little bit later, also get more information from reporter Mantahse, who's on that story for us. Let's go back to one of